Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you very much for joining me on the channel. I know it's been a little bit, not been too well, but I am back now. Now today we're going to be checking out the new one from KUBLAI KHAN. Now this one does feature Scott Vogel from TERROR, and it's called Swan Song. Now I've had a look through some of these lyrics, and for a band that's more like of a hardcore sort of thing, these are some really heavy lyrics. We'll go into them a little bit at the end of this one, but I'm looking forward to getting on this one. I haven't heard much from this band myself personally for quite some time, but before we do that, big up to all the guys over at Patreon. If you'd like to get involved with the Patreon family, please head over to patreon.com/FYM REACTS. Alright guys, let's jump straight in. This is KUBLAI KHAN with Swan Song. Here we go.
To all the ladies working Iowa 80, selling pussy to the chrome on the interstate, living hard life, working long nights, and by every man you ever loved, till your heart dies. You're my mother, you're my sister, and a daughter tonight. For every bruise and excuse, time but you couldn't hide. For all the fear, every tear, slowly burning your sight. For every moment in the light, I'm fucking see you tonight. Goddamn.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking go.
To see my break from my window, such a sad state. I can't stop
Yeah. These guys go so fucking hard every time I hear them. Get them two-steppers up. Yeah. Yeah. That's naughty, man.
Eyes up for all the women suffering now visibly. The runaways enslaved unwillingly. Drug addiction, dereliction, dying from trauma-induced conditions. But you must find your strength. I can walk your life.
Such real lyrics for a band to be putting out, man. It's been a while since I've seen something like this in lyrics. Oh.
Sometimes you gotta let the rough end drag.
Oh, there it is, man. Fuck yeah.
I've learned that I'm worthy, and just because I have something, I don't have to use it as a tool, meaning my tits, my ass, and my pussy. That I can come higher with my brain. I've learned that a real person, you do not have to take shame for anything that you do when you did it for a means to an end. And I've learned to not be ashamed of anything that I've done, and that my todays and my yesterdays, they can be my business, but I can share with the world. Don't be ashamed of it. Learn something from it. And whenever you have to do it, you can call it what you want to. But you gotta survive.
Right guys, so that was KUBLAI KHAN with Swan Song featuring Scott Vogel. That section at the end there, when it had the woman speaking, basically it kind of explains the lyrics more. If you go in and read the lyrics, you'll see exactly what I mean. I mean, literally starts up with "To all the ladies working Iowa 80, selling pussy to the chrome on the interstate, living hard lives, working long nights, hit by every man you ever loved till your heart died." That's some really hard lyrics, man. I wasn't expecting this from these boys. I mean, they always usually drop absolute bangers, but to throw something like this into a song, I wouldn't necessarily say it's very risky, but I do applaud them for doing it. It's normally these days we're usually expected to see things like anything to do alongside like mental health, the loss of a loved one or something like that, but this ties into shit like this, man. But you know, God knows how many thousands upon thousands of women die every year from having to put themselves out like that. I guess it's quite difficult for me to sort of like explain this as a man. Obviously it's not something I've ever sort of had to do, but like when you see this within lyrics, and it's such a hard subject, it really is. But I applaud the guys for doing this. I really do. In terms of the song, man, I think the two vocalists really did well complimenting each other within this one. I mean, I knew before I went into it that they were going to compliment each other well. They're within very similar genres. I mean, I'd say they're both straight up hardcore vocals, I would say. I do know more of Kublai Khan than I do of Terror. I have heard a little bit of Terror, but I loved it. All the grooves were there. They had that nice, dark, very sort of bassy undertone that you usually get with a Kublai Khan track, and they never overdo the drums. That's the one thing that I love with this band. Songs can be ruined by completely overdoing the drums, adding extras in there just for flair, I guess you would call it. And I don't feel these boys do this. They just do exactly what is required for the track. The song itself was very hard hitting. I just hear it and think absolute banger. Of course I'll be listening to it again, and gets people talking about things like this, man, and that's exactly what's needed. So it's great to see a band using their music as their voice to get people discussing this sort of thing. So as I said, really do mega approve of that. So well done to the boys over in Kublai Khan. I'll 100% be listening to this one again. Of course, it'll go into the FYM Discovery Spotify playlist, so if you're not already following, please do go ahead. Drop a follow on that. You'll find some more amazing bands in there. Let me know what you thought of this one, guys. It's great to be back. Thanks for bearing with me. I'll see you all in the next one, and I'll catch you next time.